If you're like me, then we have two traits in common. The first one is that we really care about improving our lives and doing the best that we can to live lives that are more aligned with what we generally desire and want, so we can live kind of more authentically. And the second thing is that you're likely a perfectionist. And if you have both of these traits, then you are most likely falling into this trap that I'm going to talk about, which I realize I'm really falling into and I'm trying to get out of it. So for the longest time, I actually thought to myself that the only way to really be happy and to ever get anything that I want is to always rely on my inside, okay? On kind of my beliefs, on my perception of myself and things like that. And because of that, I haven't been allowing myself to actually engage with the physical things that I want to be doing. So I've been ignoring certain needs I've had and have been suppressing them and almost pretending like they're not there. Okay, so for example, for the longest time, I haven't been wearing makeup and I've always thought to myself, okay, I don't want to feel insecure, all right? So the best way to go about this is to always feel good inside and to never try to wear makeup to try to conceal an insecurity ever, okay? Or if I care, for example, to look like very attractive and very pretty for something, I shouldn't let myself do that because I should just feel good inside, okay? And that has, of course, led me to really not be taking good care of myself. Because of it, I haven't been buying clothes for myself or doing really much of anything that I generally want to do. I've been suppressing that, okay? Another common one that you might have potentially is with money. A lot of us think that we should feel content and we should not need money, okay? And because of that, what happens is we actually block any money from coming into our lives, right? If we always think money is evil and we've been led to believe different kinds of ideas about money, right? Like it's not good, or the idea that money doesn't grow on trees, so money is difficult to come across, things like that. If you're always thinking in that way, you are not going to probably be making a lot of money in your life. And exactly because you might have been led to believe these things, you are potentially going to start thinking that, oh my goodness, I should always feel good inside and I should never actually rely on physical things outside of myself, like maybe buying something new, right? You might not be allowing yourself to actually get any of those things that you want externally. Another one that is very common is self-love. And one person in my last video actually commented about this, where I mentioned how important it is, for me at least, to be getting love and appreciation from people around me, okay? And that person said that we need to be seeking that internally, okay? And if you're the person that commented that, then this might be especially relevant to you. This is generally applicable to people that really care to attract love into their lives. And so what they do is they start giving love to themselves, okay? And I'm gonna get into how important both of these are, but just to continue on with these examples, okay, you might be doing this. You might be denying yourself a need to get approval and to get love and appreciation from people outside of you. And that might lead you to simply just focus on yourself and always, like, I don't know, do meditations for self-love and things like that. And you might be just focusing on that, creating that feeling within yourself and never really going outside of yourself to potentially hang out with people you care about or to tell people about something that you're really proud of and you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to congratulate myself. I'm not going to go and seek any approval outside of myself because I don't need it, okay? And that potentially is making you more unhappy, it's making you lonelier, and it's keeping you in this very trapped place. I've been dealing with all of this to an extent, so I kind of understand what it's like to believe in any of those things and what it's like to continue living your life trying to seek everything from inside of yourself instead of letting yourself getting things outside of yourself. But let's talk a little bit about the importance of both of these things, okay? Going inside yourself and giving yourself what you really need is extremely, extremely crucial, okay? But at the same time, if you really, for example, love yourself, or if you really think that you're deserving of money, and all these kinds of things, what you're also gonna do is you're going to be okay with receiving it outside of yourself, from the physical reality, and actually going out there to seek those things. For example, how are you going to actually say find love if you're trying to give yourself love and you're trying to find a relationship? How is that going to happen if you don't actually go out there and date people and just meet people, ask them out and things like that? if you're always thinking, oh yeah, it's just me and what I give to myself, and that is all, and I'm not going to try to do anything. Sure, something might happen completely unexpectedly, but if you don't also align yourself with the physical action and you don't accept that thing into your life, right? Because you recognize that, oh, this is actually something I need because I have a physical need here to be loved and all these kinds of things. If you don't accept that into your life because you think that you should be giving everything to yourself, you're going to be, again, pretty freaking miserable. So it's very important to have that internal knowing and that you are deserving of those things and be giving it to yourself 100%. In fact, I would argue it's the most important thing. But the physical aspects of you, the physical desires that you have, they cannot be denied. They're part of you, okay? You are a physical creature. So like all animals, we have specific needs, right? For example, we need to eat and things like that. So imagine always going internally and telling yourself, I am not hungry, I am good, I am fed, I'm so fed, blah, blah, blah. Imagine you're telling yourself these kinds of things and then you don't actually go out there to eat food. You know what I mean? This is just, it's not right. It can be very dangerous. And that is, I think, what might be keeping you stuck from ever really getting to the life that you want to have. So take out a piece of paper and actually look into yourself to recognize whether you are falling into any of these categories and you're trying to be very perfectionistic around your life and kind of what you should be doing, right? You may be thinking, I should always be this. I should always be giving this to myself. I should not be seeking that outside of myself. I should, feel content without money or whatever, right? You are likely going to have all sorts of ideas and beliefs, okay, about what is correct and what is not correct. And that might be leading you towards blocking things that you really want in your life. And then after you do this, I want you to get really, really honest with yourself, okay? And write out a list of things that you do actually want that you're potentially blocking yourself from having. Because again, if you never actually recognize what those things are and you say, I'm deserving of those things and I can get them and it's okay for me to seek them outside of myself, if you don't give yourself a permission, you are never going to actually welcome those into your life, okay? So I really want you to do this, okay? Just let yourself kind of write whatever the hell comes to your mind first, just note it down. And a trick for this would be to also use your non-dominant hand, so the hand that you don't normally write with, because that might actually help you tap into the more unconscious part of yourself, right? The more like subconscious aspect of yourself that you don't usually tap into, and you might get more raw and honest with yourself about what it is you do want, okay? And these things could be things that people don't consider okay in society potentially, or maybe things that your parents didn't allow you to have. It can be literally anything. But doing this exercise and really just writing, don't even think about it, just write, okay? Because if you sit down and actually think about it too much and you say, maybe I kind of want this, maybe that, I feel like you can actually block yourself from really getting honest. So that is a little exercise for you to try. And you might actually feel very free after doing this. Okay, it's a very freeing exercise that almost kind of gets you out of this mental prison that you've put yourself inside with all your shoulds and all your musts that you've set for yourself, okay? So you're gonna feel so much freer, and then you're actually gonna feel a lot more aligned with those things, and you're gonna feel okay. And by continuing to give yourself that reassurance that it is okay for you to seek it, you are going to start probably feeling more fulfilled and getting more of the things you want, and you are actually going to be shifting, really seeing shifts in your life. Okay, I just started doing this, so I can't speak of any specific shifts I've already experienced. The only thing I'll say is that I am going to allow myself to wear cute things and to wear my makeup and do whatever the fuck it is I want to do. And I'm not going to be stopping myself just because I feel like it's not okay and like I should always feel amazing within myself. Like, this is a little example, okay? And here is another little bit, very interesting bit of information for you to have in mind, which is that just because you also fulfill those needs doesn't mean that you're going to feel completely perfect and okay. And that's why you shouldn't be really putting any of your needs on the pedestal, really. You should be meeting them, but you should never think to yourself, okay, now I actually have this thing, now I'm content and I'm feeling perfect, and now my life is actually where I want it to be. No, this will always be a continuous process where you always want new things and your desires are always really expanding until the moment where you die, obviously. So that is it for today's video. It's really eye-opening, I would say. A really eye-opening exercise to do with yourself, because we all block ourselves from things that we want. And I know I definitely do. And again, the things that you might want, they might actually not be fulfilling anything really deep inside of you. They might be superficial, okay? There might be really stupid little things that you want, okay? Whatever it is, if you actually want to have that experience and you want to have the thing, whatever it is, you just need to be honest with yourself about it. And that is the only thing that is blocking you from actually ever having it. Okay, so if you liked today's video, then give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't for more videos like this one. And I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.